it, if you know what I mean.
So if we take the fire surround out, take it to the office, and then pick some rubbish from the office.
And I'll fly around and pick this.
Well, and then you want us to pick rubbish up from the office, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so I'm only around and not that I'm only working.
Well, I've got to go over the road and finish plastering that job because they've made a mess of that as well.
Do you know what, mate? I've seen them the weekend, you know. Who are they?
Who? Oh no, we don't work the weekend.
So there was plasterers in there the weekend.
Oh, there'll be someone else's, yeah. They were what?
There's lots of bags of plaster in there now.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I think Mick bought them.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, is he doing the plastering, is he?
Well, he was, but he's just bloody. He lost his head with it. Said he was like putting a mix on as he got up a ladder, and that someone had walked past and go, "Oh, let's get past there, mate." And then he'd get down, and then someone else would come past, and then they'd turn the water off. And he just said, "Oh, this is like, you know,
a nightmare.
This is a nightmare." And it's like, it's plastering all up the hall, so all the ceilings are like, you know, 4 meters high. And
Who's doing the plastering now then?
me in bed. There's no one else.
Do you want to plaster it in the weekend or something? No.
Well, it needs doing. Needs doing today.
Right.
It's just dragged. I just dragged out. I've tried all different plasters, and it's just like you just eventually you're like, right, we're gonna have to go and do it because this is getting beyond the joke now. Isn't it bank holiday Tuesdays and New Monday where like 5 minutes to 8 people realise that they've got a dentist, or always give people the benefit of the doubt, don't you? But I've had every excuse ever. We had Peter was the best. I think his girlfriend's mum died about 4 times. She had 4 or 5 funerals. Go on. Alright, see you in a bit. Bye. Right, so literally everything's coming out. So what he wants is, he wants to keep that because obviously this fire,
the wooden piece,
the metal. Yeah. So we need to take that to the office, but we need to get it out, you know, carefully. Delicately, yeah. I don't think he wants that. And then I tell you what, we'll probably do a metal run. Oh no, I have to wait for the copper and that, won't we? I was going to say, do a metal run early on this, but just to get it all out. But yeah, I'll go and if you come with me now, we'll go do the other job and get the other tipper. Yeah. And then we need to try and claim some parking spaces here. Yeah, because we need to. Oh, is he not doing the beds now? Sound? So it's Monday morning and... it's not Monday morning, sorry, it's Tuesday morning, it's bank holiday, Tuesday morning. So it feels like a Monday morning because everyone's coming in and we haven't got keys for this, that and that. But yeah, everyone's in except I've had to... the job that's gone well over, I just broke it down. I just broke it down into numbers and I looked at why it's gone over, who's been on it the most, and you know, I can't see any excuse other than, you know, people just haven't got the drive to get the job done. But I can't continue to work with that many labourers who aren't. So my theory is that you get labourers in and, you know, you teach them and they progress like me, Ben, Mick and Scott did, like, you know, so it does work when you get the right people in. I just think that, you know, I've had people with me for a while and they just haven't kicked on. They've just always stayed labourers. And, you know, you need labourers, but I've got this philosophy that you can get people in and they'll grow and they'll appreciate, obviously, what you're doing for them, and, you know, wanna stay. But yeah, as emotion aside, I've had to act and let a few people go, just because we just can't continue to work at a loss, at a considerable loss. So that job was touching double what it should have cost, and it was all labour. So I worked it out, and it was 25% materials, which was cheaper than we normally pay to get rid of stuff, because we took stuff to the yard and kept stuff, and then it was 75% labour. And yeah, it's just, you just can't hide from the facts. So unfortunately, yeah, never a nice thing, but, you know, slept on it, and over the weekend, obviously, let a few of the lads know that we haven't got work for them, and I try to be honest with them. You know, I try to say why. Some of them were just on too much money and weren't doing enough. Don't drive, which is a big thing, because my insurance has just gone up on the tippers. So that went up to £5,000 a year now, fleet insurance, and I've only got me, Ben, Mick and Tony who can drive them, and then all the others don't drive or aren't old enough, or, you know. So yeah, I can sit here and try and justify stuff, but I've just had to make a decision and, you know, cut the staff back. We're just going to be on one job, although if I say that, me and Ben are now going to the plastering job this morning, and we're just going to finish that job, because I can't have that job, that company getting us involved, and it just going to pot, and me just going, oh, you know, sorry, like, you know, here's the bill, and that's what it is. And who's going to swallow the bill on this rip out job? So as always, I was embarrassed. I couldn't send the actual cost to the owner, because it was embarrassing. It was literally embarrassing. I didn't want him thinking, oh, like, oh, they've gone way over now with prices, like, I'm not getting them on the next job and whatever else. And it's literally, we've got one more student house to do for them, and then maybe one rip out, but we might not do that, because we've gone so much over. He might get someone who's more suited, or, you know, to him it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that we've got high vis and asbestos reports, and, you know, all the health and safety, and we're doing everything properly, we're getting rid of stuff, and to him it's like, this fella's charging £5,000, user like 9,800. That's what it went to. And I was just like, messaged the lads in the group and I said, where's this money coming from? What's gonna happen? You know, everyone still wants paying, even though, like, who's the ones who've not done the job? Like, I've done everything I can. My end, I've got the tippers there. There's, you know, it's just obviously the lads who are on the job have just took more labour to do it, and yet they'll want paying for it 100%. You know, if I turn around and said I'm docking a tenner, 20 quid, or whatever, they'd have to not get paid for the whole week just to claw back some of the overspend. And so I've made the decision that all the scrap metal that we get off all the rip out jobs we've done, which normally goes into obviously growing the company, that's going to have to go on the overspend on that, and probably the majority of the bricks that we've got. So there's all that hard work gone because lads have, you know, not worked hard enough. But yeah, I can't. It's the right thing to do. I can't bring myself to send an invoice for work that we normally cost £5,000 for 9,800. I just can't do it. I'd rather keep my reputation, and I'll have to do some call outs maybe, or we'll have to sell all that stuff, you know, claw some of it back. But again, it's just money that I haven't got when I'm trying to do the yard. Lads are meant to be making me money, not costing me 4,800. So unfortunately that's the position we're in, and I've had to make a decision. And what I'll probably do going forward now is just be a bit more ruthless, get someone in, and if they're good, yeah, if they're not, move them on, probably for their sake as well. Right, so me and Ben are going to go to that plastering job. I'm just setting all the tippers up on the next student job, so they're going to start ripping out, and maybe I have to put the time-lapse cameras back up. So I think, no, I don't know where they are. One of these, there's the cover for one. But yeah, maybe that's the answer then. We'll put a time-lapse camera up and check that people are working as hard as they should. But yeah, right, from now on everything's going to go well and everything's going to be positive, and I'm going to be a different business owner. Got that tipper. I've got, need to get batteries for the cameras. This one's got non-recycling on, so, but that's normally the wood tipper because it's higher, we can get more wood on it. And that one has just got some bricks, so Tony's going to go and take them to the yard now. And then if you can get, you're going to have to do tippers and non-recycling then. So just leave the wood for now. Just get carpets, like
mattresses and all that.
Let me just ring him, because I'm sure he said about keeping the mattresses and the beds, you know. But just get like anything non-recycling, anything that's not wood basically. Let me ring them, see whether he wants to keep these beds.
Go on.
So I'm back on the YouTube phone, and I've managed to, well, I've paid 50 quid a year to get the flip screen back. So the problem with having 4 vans is that not everyone drives them. We just had to take the tippers from the other job to the new job. So it just means walking between the jobs to to get them. But I managed to get batteries for the time-lapse cameras. I stopped using them for a bit because, to be honest, they're a bit of a ball ache. You've got to, they go onto a memory card. When the memory card does, it doesn't do MP4, it does something else, or it does MP4, and it doesn't transfer to your iPhone direct, and I do all the editing off my iPhone. So what I ended up having to do was go back, transfer them to my laptop, and then download them and print, like screen record them. So it was like, it took ages. It took ages to get a time-lapse camera onto my iPhone to be able to edit it. But I mean, given the circumstances, if I had a time-lapse camera on the last job, would it have gone? Me putting a camera on the job probably would have saved me a few £1,000. That's how I'm gonna look at it. And hopefully we get some good content. So I'll just put one outside the job on that one. I mean, when you first go into a rip-out job, every room's, you know, as it is, you'd have to carry the camera around with you, which I'm not going to ask the lads to do. So I've put it outside, across the street on like a telephone pole. So hopefully I'm going to get some good footage, oh my god, of, you know, filling the vans, Tony taking them back and forth, come back from the vans. Hopefully, you know, they can get hopefully 4 vans today, or 2 at least, 2 filled and taken. So Tony's just took 1 already. One's half full from the previous, from the various other student jobs where the maintenance guys bring it back to save the owner getting skips. But yeah, and then I'm going to use 1 now for me and Ben. Hopefully get a good time lapse of the plastering getting done. So Ben went there this morning, and like, you know, I'd have gone insane if it wasn't for Ben, because he's just like, maybe I'm spoiled with Ben, because he's just like what I consider normal. So he comes in, just works hard, and like, you know, enjoys what he's doing. So I've just phoned him and he's like, yeah, I'm here, I've already put a bead on and I've prepped all, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, he hasn't just come in and sat there and gone, yeah, I'm sat outside the job, like, what are we doing? He's just come in and gone, right, what can I do now? Which is, you know, what you want, isn't it? So hopefully me and Ben can get this done. I reckon about 2 days. I'm gonna have a look at it now. One of the views does 9 bags on his own, and I can't do that. I don't think. Well, I could, but it wouldn't be very good. So we're gonna see if we can maybe do 9 bags between me and Ben. That's a good mix, because when we used to get other plasters in, they used to do like 2 bags, and they do at least 2 mixes, maybe 3. So I think anything between 6 and 9 bags a day is that's good value for me, between 2 of yous. If anyone can do more than that, you've got a job for life. Dream team. So we're gonna do work top down, so we're gonna get inside that roof window, the ceiling done, and then see what I'm gonna go into that room and see what we can get done there, and then we can drop the scaff, and we're gonna do these walls maybe this afternoon, see how far we get. So we're gonna put 3 bags on now, and it's just took ages, hasn't it? Load of fat. Start 10 now. And then we'll put 3 bags on now and bring it up, and we've dropped all the switches and everything upstairs so that we can skim it properly, and then right, let's go. So I'm just doing this bit, first coat on the top. Now we're just going to render mesh it, so it's got to cut around the light, and then obviously I'll do the rest of this hallway, mesh that, and then I'll jump on with Ben and help. Ben's going to do that bit and mesh it, and then by the time hopefully I'll jump on the ceiling with him. That was harder than you think to hold that up and get it all on your own, but yeah, we wouldn't have fitted 2 people in here. So that now, what I'm going to do is I'll plaster that in, and then I'm going to get these walls done. Right, hopefully their music doesn't void ours, but Ben's done all in there, and he's starting on the ceiling now. I've just finished all here, so this is all scrimmed thing, and then I'm just going to try and go over it now with the trowel and maybe the speed skim if I can. Probably just a trowel, and then jump on the ceiling with Ben, get it all cut and ready for him, and then we'll do a second mix and just float over it all. Because it's not gone far, that 3 bags then, has it? I mean, that's what we were hoping to get these top bits done, weren't we? And then this afternoon do these walls. The radio.
So much good pass around, isn't it?
Yeah. I think this, do you know what, we've got like one that's, don't use that, it'll scratch the screen.
Hot tool, I think.
So we've done in there, I can't really see, we've been borrowing the light bulb and swapping it around, haven't we? They want to spray this room with when we do wherever we plaster, but I just don't think we can be able to, so they just want to tart it up now. I got confused thinking they wanted to do like, they were saying they were going to try and get top money for like the rooms, but obviously their top money was different to Brickworks top money. So they were like, you know, this plastering's going to cost a fortune, isn't it?
And I was like, well, I thought that's obviously what you wanted, it all plastered nice. And so now he's just said, like, just paste these and spray it white. And yeah, and then they'll get new floor and everything. That should be all right then. But you'll tell the difference, can't you, when you come in here now, and this will all be like nice and white and smooth, and then they'll probably come in the bedrooms and go, ooh, these look a bit crap. But yeah, this one's all right. I say it's just like little bits of paper that are coming off, and I'm just a bit hesitant that if we use the sprayer, like, you can see that bit's bubbled where the radiator's been. So I just don't know if... What do you reckon, Ben? If we put the sprayer on it, it'll just peel the wallpaper? That's what I'm worried about.
Does it make it too red?
It'll just spray it and it'll just end up bubbling or peeling it. But we'll do that. I'll get a bag of paste and we'll paste that. And then at least it's... But all this is coming out now, all the carpet, all the furniture's getting binned. Leave it here, yeah. And then we've got everything set up for tomorrow. So we're going to try and get... We've got the mixer, everything in here. We're going to try and get this... We've only got... What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 walls left. 2 each. Yeah. We get... Although that's a big one, isn't it? See how we go tomorrow. I say either try and do 3 2-bag mixes or 2 3-bag, but I reckon 3 2-bags would be better, wouldn't it? Let's set that for tomorrow, and then we were down to plaster this ceiling, but that's going to be an absolute nightmare because they've fitted a brand new kitchen now. So we're planning to put wheels on the scaffolding and clear the room, be able to just push the wheels around, scaffold the whole room in one go. But I don't fancy plastering over a brand new kitchen. Say hello to YouTube.
I was looking on legging it, but
it's all this guy's fault.
It's all his fault completely.
We're back on the other student job, and he's took the non-recycling tipper, and then they've got another one, non-recycling, and they've started filling the wood tipper, and my vans have started to take over the road. But they've got this van. We could do with that when that car moves. We could get this van in line with that window, because we're going to either that one or that one. We're going to try and get, I think, the shifters straight out into it for the second floor. Let's have a look how we're getting on. Yeah. Music. Hey, got a good go, haven't we? Look at the difference here when obviously the lads come in and work hard. Yeah, they've done well today, 3 of them. So, boom, 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 coming up. Flying up here, aren't you? Right? You need a mask on or the fan on? What? You need a mask on or the fan on? Loads of insulation in the loft, isn't there?
Doesn't look any different to me, Andy.
I see you flying here, aren't you?
What's your bit?
Doing well.
No.
Can you do better?
You don't say things like that.
Can you do better? Hey. This will be done in 4 days.
I could have had my crowbars when I just gone.
Where's the crowbar from the other job?
What, the little one about that big?
Big one?
I put it in the back of the white van last time I seen it.
Oh, do you want me to go have a look if it's in there now?
Makes sense.
Right, lads, all the power's disconnected. There's just one cable that runs through, and it's the 16 amp one, because that's the only one you can have on a single cable. Anything bigger than a single cable, if you do a ring mains, 32, but if you've just got one cable, a radial to a socket, it can only be on a 16 amp, so that's how you know. I've just scratched an arrow, so that's the only one that'll trip. Putting these on won't do anything. There's nothing connected into them. So it's just that one is the electric shock protection, and that one's the protects the wire, overload protection. So on now. So that'll be on. If we can, screw a bit of wood back to here because these cables are permanently live. So they're double insulated, but if you manage to chip through double insulation, there's no turning them off. That's 100 amps, so they'd only turn off after 100 amps of electric's gone through. So put a board back in here so that when you're throwing stuff down the stairs, not nits it. And yeah, next time leave this cupboard totally intact because we want to protect all this stuff. What I'll do is I'll just disconnect the gas as well, although yeah, I think I've got a 28mm cutter, just so you know that all the pipes as well. And then the water. Water's in the street. I'll try and turn that off now. I say this all the time, but look at the kib of me. Plastering, I mean, I like it. Do you know what I like doing? I like setting targets and achieving them. I don't like plastering. I like getting better at stuff. And I think today, I think I messed up today. I probably put too much pressure on me and Ben to get loads of metres squared on. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go to that job because I keep saying I'm going to measure the metre squared and I keep forgetting. So I'm going to measure the metre squared of the job and I'm going to compare that to Checker Trade and see where we're at price wise, because it sounds a lot to me, but if we're like way under what it should cost, then at least, you know, I'll feel a bit more confident sending the landlord the invoices. And yeah, made up with what the lads have just done on the rip out. However, there's always a however. You know, they've probably gone a bit too quick. Like, for me to say that is obviously something that we always work loft down, and the reason for that is because obviously all the weight and everything's like weighs down, whereas they've cut some of the stud walls out, which they're probably looking at them thinking the stud walls. However, some of the joists in the loft will be sat on those stud walls. So what I don't want to do is them to cut the wrong ones, and the joist, I mean, there's not loads of weight on them, but even joists with plasterboard and insulation above, you know, it's enough to injure someone. So they need to go up tomorrow and pull all the plasterboard down from the loft and see the way the joists run, and then cut those out and then take the stud walls out. But I've just phoned obviously the owner, FaceTimed them and said, look, the lads have done really well here. I'm thinking of, they normally cost, you know, £5,000 to rip out. I'm thinking of saying, well, £5,500 there. If they get it done for less than that, then anything from when it's done to the £5,500 they can keep. And hopefully that's a way of motivating them and rewarding them for working hard, because it's one thing, you know, me being in charge and walking in, and like, you know, I've just walked in then and the young lad Lewis has sat on his phone with his feet up, and I didn't have to say anything to him. He jumped up and went back to work. But if the lads are on a bonus and someone's doing that, I imagine it'd be a bit more, you know, likely to say, hey, come on, like, get in here. Whereas at the moment, the lads might just mention to me, oh, listen, he's like, you know, he's not pulling his weight, or, you know. Whereas if there's money in a bonus and they're all, you know, they might all get 100, 200 quid extra, then I'm sure they'll, you know, be on each other to do it. Do you know what, these time lapses, I need to just stop using these with plaster, because I've just left the time lapse outside that job. Good job I'm still here. I'm gonna have to go back and get it. But every time I plaster, they just get covered in plaster. I don't think there's anywhere safe to put, especially when you're doing a ceiling. There's nowhere safe to put a time lapse camera. And then I'm hoping that's the other one. Oh, the other one's out here. I'm gonna go and get it. Right. I'm just gonna go and measure this now, and I might work it out later. But if not, that's a wrap for Tuesday after Bank Holiday Monday. Nearly forgot that. Yeah, if you're enjoying it, please do like, subscribe, and if you are enjoying it, I enjoy getting all the comments, good and bad, because it does massively help us out. Like,
A few of us do make loads of suggestions, which you know, we'll try and implement, and we'll test them out and see whether they work or not. So we're going to get the shifters on that job tomorrow, and what we're going to try tomorrow is I'm going to order 2 skips. So rather than Tony doing back and forth with the tipper with 1 ton of the heavies, because the plasterboard on that wall is like the old sand cement plasterboard, like thick one, so it is heavy. So I've ordered 2 skips from Olden Brothers. We're going to get them out the front, and we're going to get shifters on the ground floor just straight out, and then that way lads aren't carrying buckets in and out. They can just put big hopper in the front room and kick everything down from the, make a hole, kick it down from the ceiling below, and straight out into the skips hopefully. So we'll give that a go, and we've ordered some chutes as well from 123bags.com, so we'll give them a go as well. Maybe we can put them straight into the skip, we'll see now. But yeah, always try stuff and see what works and what doesn't. Alright, have a good day.